Anime is a genre of entertainment that is steadily growing as we speak. Constant new shows and manga are being written, so fresh and old ideas are constantly being introduced many times. One of the biggest and most popular anime still relevant to this day is One Piece. The question is, what does that mean for other anime? Does that mean that they begin to take inspiration from something so successful? Usually, copying a pattern works like a charm. They can make great stories that way. Or maybe they don't take inspiration from One Piece, and why is that the case? One Piece is one of the most successful and accomplished animes of all time. That's why it's referred to being one of the big three. In the early 2000s, One Piece, Bleach, and Naruto were the most popular anime during their golden age, and that's why they are referred to as the big three. Due to their worldwide popularity and length of episodes, they were loved and respected by many. I researched One Piece because it stands a cut above the rest. After all, as of right now, the manga is still in writing. Chapters of the manga are still being released weekly, and it is still insanely popular. As of November 2021, the author of One Piece, Ichiro Oda, has sold 500 million copies of One Piece. So, clearly, Oda is doing something correctly. Usually, if something is going well for someone, the blueprint could work for someone else. As we can see, with One Piece longevity, many anime have come out while it is out. So, what aspects of One Piece are being transferred to the newer anime? One Piece has many inspirations to become the anime that it is today. If you start with the scenery or just story building, you can see real world locations inspire them. Honestly, I didn't know these details as I read and watched the anime, but it is what it is. The main inspiration in the anime world that influenced One Piece was Dragon Ball Z's anime, which is one of the reasons why big anime enthusiasts even began watching anime. The main reason for it could be that at the time One Piece was written, only one successful fighting anime was written, and it was DBZ. A conversation with Akira Toriyama, the author of DBZ, and Oda. Oda goes on to say that when he first saw DBZ, he fell in love with it. That's a big thing because DBZ is one of the biggest anime, especially in its genre, and is said to be the father of the big three. They said if DBZ's storyline influenced One Piece, then that would mean an anime surpassing DBZ can influence way more anime to come. Nowadays, One Piece has grown in popularity because it is finally reaching its end. So many people can see how much time and effort Oda put into One Piece. They can see how elaborate his story is and how successful it has become. And many people are sure to take inspiration from Oda. Maybe that is the case, or maybe perhaps nobody has taken inspiration from One Piece at all. One Piece is one of the longest running shonen anime. It's the second longest anime that's not counted as a cartoon for kids. Currently, One Piece has 1,044 episodes and 1,067 chapters. Those are very high numbers for an anime because it follows a congruent plot and every episode means something to the story. Honestly, after getting this far in the research, I realized that many of the anime that came several years after One Piece haven't even been long-going anime. It's hard to create a long ongoing anime because you have to try and maintain a sense of suspense and relevance. As far as I can see, most anime have a hard time copying One Piece because it's hard to replicate. The premise they can reproduce is the striving to become a super important figure. For example, My Hero Academia is where the main character wants to become the number one hero in the world, which is the same for One Piece, where Luffy, the main character, wants to be the Pirate King. But then, you can also compare to Naruto, who has the same goal in mind. I can see influx of anime where the main character has a super lofty goal, such as becoming a super important person in their world. Either way, One Piece hasn't had any anime that even touches the adventure genre as One Piece has. One Piece is a super elite world building. No anime can compare to how One Piece has built setting in the show. The story constantly makes you understand where everyone is and where they are going relative to the story. People can make a game close to where the show and manga write the world building, such as some games on Roblox. No other anime has built world building like that to this point in time, and that is one of the biggest things that set it apart. At this stage of One Piece, it can create a lot of buzz, unlike any other anime. To be able to make an anime like One Piece would be a hard thing to do. The reason why is because the anime is quite intricate. One Piece is the anime that took 23 years to get to where it is today, and just a couple months ago, we found something completely new. that changed the anime drastically. Chapter 1044 of One Piece was when the manga was flipped on its head, revealing to the readers that the main character's powers were not what they were, and there was more. Something that was introduced to us in the first chapter was written just as now, have it changed 23 years later. If you look at an anime of the same genre as One Piece, is not necessarily going down the same path as One Piece. Many anime now base themselves on gaining massive power quickly and having rivalries with someone stronger than them initially. As for One Piece, they go down the route of friendship and building companionship in one massive group and go on adventures together. There may be individual goals, but they work as a group to help everyone achieve them. After doing this research, I concluded that One Piece is not an easy anime to replicate in the least bit. One Piece is intricate because it has too many things that make it One Piece, that many animes just couldn't simply easily copy and make feel different. For One Piece, notable features is the length, and it looks like a lot of these animes don't go into much detail as One Piece. In an interview, Oda was asked this magic question: when is One Piece planned to end? Oda then answers he's not sure how long it would take, but he thinks 3 years. Then the interviewer said something that I found very interesting. You never really know because characters move a lot. That made a lot of sense because One Piece characters are built with such personality that you can tell what a character will do before they do it. For example, Luffy will never take credit for saving people. He'll just move out the way and won't take credit at all and act as if he had nothing to do with it. That's just one of the examples. So as Oda writes his story, he must accommodate how he knows these characters would for sure act. If those characters don't move that way, the readers and the viewers will call out Oda. So in the end, I realized One Piece couldn't be as influential as I thought. It has too many things that make it unique. The story is nowhere near simple. It's an adventure story with many mysteries. We don't know where the fruits appear from and how they came to be. We don't know the true history of One Piece relating to the history in the show. With that in mind, many anime haven't built the suspense that One Piece has to where people can't wait for the following week's chapter. Then there's One Piece world building. Many shows can't relate to that. Every arc in the show had a different setting, and they were all super impressive every time you would see it. Also, no one has touched the length of One Piece or attempted to, and I don't think anyone will. One Piece has set itself apart from the rest. People might not say it's their favorite or even the best anime, but they can all admit that it's great. One Piece is one of the greatest anime, but it's hard even to try to take things from it. It takes a lot to maintain that originality.